No, the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time Reborn is not going to be a one-to-one remake. Instead, something else is going to be added inside this game. For a long time now, we've been talking a lot about what could they be adding. The Temple of Light, new dungeons, stories, voice acting, whatever the case may be. This definitely seems like it is going to be happening in Ocarina of Time, and the reason that we know this is from a couple different posts and stories that we have to discuss. Yes, we covered some of this a bit yesterday, but there's a lot and a vast majority that you are able to break down, so let's get into it. First off, if we were going to take a look at this slogan from Japan, it was translated to be reborn across time. Now, what exactly does all of this mean? Is this just a slogan that Nintendo is going to be using, Reborn and Ocarina of Time? Well, not exactly. If you were going to take everything at face value, it definitely seems like this, but if you dig deeper into it, you'll realize that Nintendo did use Reborn before, and that's where there's a lot of confusion between this. Plus, we got a recent leak about a potential price, which definitely seems to be wrong in that regard, and we also have other things. But if we were going to take a look at it, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword also used Reborn inside the title. Nintendo used Skyward Sword Reborn on Nintendo Switch. That's about it. That's the only thing that they said, Reborn. But with the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, it seems that they're using it more and more. It's like Reborn across time. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time will be reborn on Nintendo Switch 2. They keep using it more and more, and it makes a lot of you believe, what does Reborn mean then? Well, if we simply just put Reborn inside of a Google search real quick, you'll realize that Reborn is revisiting and updating the story on the universe. Now, this is definitely really interesting. You also have modernized gameplay and technical overhaul, and we have a fresh start or continuation, and also multiple narrative layers. Now, to me, this definitely sounds like a remake more than a remaster or a one-to-one, but technically, this is Google after all, it could be wrong. But if I was going to take all of this in consideration, everything that we've recently talked about, everything that the internet has been talking about, what's going to be in this game, either it's going to be one-to-one or it's going to be something brand new, all lines up with this reborn aspect and the details that we find ourselves in. First off, since the N64 didn't have enough juice, enough power to push the games to its absolute limits, some things fell through the crack and didn't allow you to put everything that Nintendo wanted to add. So this entire list was things that were originally going to be inside the Ocarina of Time on the N64, but that kind of fell through, so now we have one other shot on the Nintendo Switch 2. We already know that the Switch 2 is more than powerful enough to run a game like this. So obviously, if they wanted to, they can add a number of different things that are going to be in this game. Like, for example, the biggest one of all, the most famous, the Temple of Light, or the Light Temple. This was going to be the sort of divine between sort of the Scarred Realm and also the Master Sword. So instead of just all of a sudden, ooh, I pulled the Master Sword in, boom! All of a sudden, we fast traveled 7 years in the future. It's going to be something that is going to be a dungeon that's most likely going to allow you to get the light medallion or whatever the case may be. So this would make a lot of sense. Also, there's that whole thing about the Triforce of Courage. Link already has the Triforce of Courage, and this is what I mean. Reborn across time. So if you were going to put all those words together, sort of like the modernization gameplay, and also revisiting and updating the story of the universe, put those together, Reborn across time and revisiting and updating the story. So this is exactly what I think is going to happen. You take a look at Ocarina of Time. He has Triforce Courage. At the end of Link, when he battles the original Ocarina of Time, these games are sort of going to be a 1.5 variation. So there's going to be the first game and the 0.5 version. It is still going to be Ocarina of Time, but just different. That allows Link, instead of going directly to the exact same world, the exact same game, he creates an alternate timeline. I think this is exactly what's going to be happening. So he already has a Triforce Courage because it didn't fully reset. Somehow got it. The timeline's messed up. And now it's your job to fix it. It's kind of like similar remakes. Like if you look at Final Fantasy Remake, those games are really great at remaking. So potentially this is what Nintendo did exactly with this. Like a fantastic remake that allows Link to go back in time. And boom, it's like a Reborn variation, but like a different story and also sort of updated designs and elements inside the world. Of course, there is going to be more side quests. There is going to be more things to do in the environment. There's most likely going to be an updated Hyrule field. Because, oh boy, that was a pretty boring place to go in hindsight. But overall, the things that you put together and make for a fantastic game, Nintendo will figure it out. Like, honestly, I think this Reborn Across Time is the perfect slogan. Once it comes to the English sort of magazine, that would be honestly really awesome. So let's see what happens. Honestly, this is probably not it. If it's going to be Reborn Across Time, we can assume that going Reborn Across Time is exactly what we just mentioned, that it's sort of like an alternate timeline. We could also see something else within the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Because you gotta remember, this is going to be the first time that the Ocarina of Time is like this. This game got so many re-releases, and every single time it's been the exact same. I could you not the exact same. You go here, you go here, you go here, updated little graphics, I guess. You got updated on the 3DS. But besides that, they're pretty much identical. With this game, you can already tell Link's bed is in the wrong place. You can tell that there's curtains all of a sudden. You can tell that Link is completely different. Besides that, we have no idea, but also the Zelda is like the gold logo. And if you look at it, the only other time that we got sort of gold was with the N64 and the golden cartridge. So potentially that is the biggest reference that we can see. The N64 brought a whole new innovation to a 3D formula with The Legend of Zelda. So what if they're doing this exact same thing? They're remaking this game, giving the gold accent, so then you're like, wow, this is a whole new variation of this. If you look at Breath of the Wild, that was also sort of gold lettering. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them was gold lettering. And if you looked at it, that gave you a whole new innovation on the entire Zelda formula. So it definitely is really interesting. Now this could straight up be a coincidence, but I found that to be just like, wow, maybe they're onto something. A gold variation of Ocarina of Time could be like the gold cartridge for the N64 to tell you that this is new and true and all good to go. But overall, Ocarina of Time Remake is going to be fantastic, and it's not going to be a one-to-one. So, like, trust me when I say this. You can get your hopes up. You can get ready for it. There's no way that Nintendo, after all these years, does a one-to-one remake. That doesn't make any sense. Like, it doesn't. Reborn doesn't mean one-to-one. It means revisiting updated story and universe and modernization and gameplay and a fresh start and some continuation and stuff like that. Overall, it is definitely cool. Anyways, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comment section down below. And thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.